Hello and welcome to the OGC community. All you need to do to join our beautiful family is hit the subscribe button, slam the thumbs up button on all the videos. Now let's go check out and see what Art of Conquest is all about. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Welcome to today's video, or live stream, I should say, because this is going to be an amazing live stream. I'm very excited. So hopefully you guys are too. It is going to be maintenance, so I am, of course, bummed out that it is going to be maintenance. But that being said, oh my gosh, I really wanted to show you guys. Oh no, where am I? Okay, there we are. I really wanted to show you guys the new troop equipment I got. I think that is pretty awesome. But no worries, we have plenty of Art of Conquest stuff coming up in this live stream. We have some nostalgic type of stuff to go over, and I'm also hoping that the chat pops up soon. I don't know if I can do something to make it come up a little bit faster, but the chat will pop up soon, and we will all be able to enjoy the beautiful portion of the chat. So I'm going to see here real quick, and we're going to add, and all right, so hopefully it should pop up in a couple minutes, but we have to give our congratulations first. First we have let's see here. We have Potatoes. So Potatoes was the first one here today. Congratulations, Potato. You did amazing. Really, really good job. I'm actually super impressed with everything that you've been able to do. Next, we have the Strange One. So we have the Strange One here. We also have nice to see you, the Strange One. I think the Strange One also got the first for today's video as well. Which was the Chip Spotlight. So we have more on Chip. Don't you guys worry. We got plenty of stuff with Chip coming up. We also have Nobody69 saying hi. So hi, Nobody69. We also have Verma saying hello. So hello to Verma. Verma is another contender for like the first comments. So really, really good job. We also have Rob Carr. So hello, Rob Carr. We have Damari. Nice to see you, Damari. We have Mendrit saying hi. Hi, Mendrit. And we also have Mustafa saying hey. So hello, Amju. We have Billy. We have Bro saying hello, OGC. It's Ramal from another ID. Hello, Ramal. I know who you are, Ramal. I think you like everything on Facebook, which is awesome. Thank you. Panda Power is here saying hey. And we also have Mari saying hello, guys. Good morning. So good morning. We also have Ahmed ABC saying hello. We have Jonathan. We have Tane here. So hey to Tane. Scott EG, we got EG in the house. Ribbo is here. Crazy King J, Nathan is here. Who is Dragon of Fire? Oh my gosh, we have all of my favorite people. Tank, give me like 30. I don't know. Give me 20 minutes. I'll be unmuted on Discord. All right, so we're going to get started. We will get rid of this stuff right here, and what you guys will notice is right here we actually have, if I can get it so that it, okay, I think this is as good as we're going to get. We have a couple of nostalgic things to go over before we do anything. Stephen Ford is also here. Nice to see you, Stephen Ford. So this first one is going to take us back just a little bit in time, and for this one, this is going to be with Mr. Chip. So we'll unmute in Discord so we can talk to Taint. Mr. Taint?
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? We got it's gonna be a slight delay for you, but we have an old school PvP video with Chip. This is from March 2019. So this is this should be pretty amazing. We have this. We also have an old school replay from Crazy King J of when I first started playing this account. The way I can tell is the stats that I won as human. So I was running all Hand of Wisdoms because that's all that was on the account. It was bad. He kicked our butt. So what's your favorite nostalgic type of setup, Taint?
Back in the day when Dwarf used to borrow swordsmen for the front line when they would siege people. It'd be rockets in the back and swords in the front.
That's the way to do it, man, because the blasters ignored the swordsman reduction, so they could just go right through. Like, it was like cutting butter with a hot knife.
Yeah, and then you just borrow people's swords for the front line so you wouldn't have any losses and you just reap the benefits.
Oh, so Adrian, I forgot you. I skipped you and went straight to Tane. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was back in the good old days. And I don't know why the chat hasn't popped up yet. Hopefully it does in a second. I'm slightly concerned. All right, so let's jump in. Oh, there we go. We got it. Oh my God, look, the chat is going so fast now. Oh my God. We also have Brandon here. Hello, Brandon. Nice to see you. So we're gonna jump in now, and we'll start this one off. Tane, I'm sorry about the slight delay on it all. For the High Russian Gamers person, I don't even know the symbols. And we also have Mario saying, after the update, Elena is going to be so much more powerful. Yes, we will actually have. I'm hoping. I forgot to check my text messages, but I think we'll have. Yep, we'll have Chip and Taint to bounce questions off of. So let's start this off. This is Chip, the mech expert. So little known fact, this is before I met Mr. Chip, but he used to be a very well-known dwarf player. So this is Chip going up against, oh my God, look at how old this is before Chakra. So it's Chip using 4 packs of mechs, I don't even know how many tanks, 2 packs of blasters, and he's going up against 5 symbol person who's running a ton of Templars and 3 packs of archers. There is no Chakra. This is also, so Chip has 5 packs of tanks. 5, oh my God, look at how non-colorful these fights are. There's not even a dragon.
Yeah, there's no dragon and there's no extra units in the compositions.
Oh my God. So back then, if people miss out on this portion of time, this was back when Tank Mech was pretty much the powerhouse for this specific moment in time. It was no joke. It was super expensive because if mechs died, they were gone. They were like lich skeletons if you were off race. They were just gone. But they were super strong. This is wild.
This is back when Cleo was like an important hero.
Yeah, it's that's true. We got the spider web coming down. We got Rufio going behind. So it looks like Chip did not lose a single mech in this, which for back then that's a very big deal. Losing even a few mechs is like you still won the fight, but that was a significant loss, especially for resources in like a war server. So Chip got the win. Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's like no hero skins on anybody. There's like all just base level heroes. Like
I don't, look at this. Chip has level 40 Tyranid, level 41 Fire Mage. His Gafgar is level 45. Like this is old stuff. Oh my god. And I think Chip is with us as well.
yeah, we
Yeah.
need Chip.
Okay. Yeah. So this player was Lei. His name was Lei, Lei. He was the big whale that we were going against right after merge. It was also before dragon, right? There's no dragons.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
dragon. That's insane. That's insane. I kind of want to see the next one as well. This is all we need now is scorpions and spiders. Crazy King J will be happy with that. Also, random side note to everybody at home. We have I haven't done this in forever, but there is no dual tower next Saturday. But don't you guys worry, I have a brand new interview coming. Don't ask me how I know that Crazy King J likes scorpions and spiders, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. I have no idea who the interview will be with, but enough of that for now. Let's jump back and watch Chip with this nostalgic type of stuff. No dragon, no skins. Jax doing most damage. Oh my god. Jax used to be so huge.
Yeah, this is back when it was Jax or bust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was Ocean on 1164 that we were on when this stuff was going on. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Gotta pause it because we have the spiders and scorpions. Ocean was like sieging people down with just heroes. Like at that point in time, hero research just came out, and like people that had so much rush, like saved up, just like skyrocketed above everyone else, and their heroes were like uber strong. Crazy. So yeah, and there is no hero research clearly because this guy has a silver pack of skeletons. So I'm sorry, a silver pack of scorpions. So the troop, the gold size. Oh my god. Gold cap used to matter a lot more than it does now. Now it's just once you get playing in the game, gold cap now is just like. First of all, it's expected, and I think now it's mostly just how many extra PvP sets can you hold on to, so that while stuff is getting healed in the hospital, you can keep playing. That's pretty much what gold cap is now, unless you're trying to balance multiple races at the same time, which you could never do back in the day.
No. You could never do that back in the day. Like gold cap used to be backbreaking. Like it was horrible.
Oh
Yeah, I used to borrow gold mix from people to fight with.
that and the other thing I think people take for granted, or maybe not take for granted, but they never experience it. And trust me, if you never experience this, then you might not appreciate the same way as everybody else. There was no hero equipment sets, so if you went into a fight with there is one set. That's it for heroes. So you go into a fight with your PvP gear on, and you had to deploy the hero in order to get the stat bonuses. So
Right.
you would always deploy all of your heroes every time, otherwise you would lose out in stats. And if you took enough losses, you would have to then manually go through and add on all of the command gear if you wanted to truly max out. That was some tedious stuff.
This might be before hero stats, bro.
Check the stat button.
Stat
I'm pretty sure that stats existed here.
Yeah, stats should be here. Hopefully we go into the detail of the next one. So we jumped into the Lich fight with all of the little like spiderlings going out. And it was always surprising because the spiderlings did surprisingly well, even going up against blasters and tanks. There was just so many, and the spiderlings were actually like strong back then, and not just like they pup and hopefully root something. You can see the Cleo black hole coming out, pulling Chip stuff back. The cool part with back like right here, this is like StarCraft. This is like what you imagine Terran versus like the Zerg would look like. Like that's all that comes to mind. You have the mechs and the tanks going up against like the Zerg army coming out. Unfortunately, I do mean unfortunately, because I wish spiders were relevant, but like Arufio will one shot them so easily now. But it was so cool to see it. And also, if you guys notice the timer for the fights is 90 seconds.
Right.
Now it's up to 2 minutes. So Lich would either they would either try to win or time you out and have you duel them. Then they would try and time you out to get that win and give you the flag. What was it, Chip? I'm sorry for.
Oh, I forgot about that they extended the time. Lich was so hard for me to beat here. And I had so many timeouts. I was really happy.
Timing out was a problem.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait, did we? Oh no, that wasn't Chip's hero. We just looked at it again. Oh, Chip's looking at the heroes. Look at the hero equipment, guys. Oh my God! There's no Clash of Feet sets.
Someone else made this video.
What is it?
Someone else made this video.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Was this Rooney?
No, this was someone on our server that wanted to start being a streamer and quit the game like right after we made this video.
Oh my God! So we can see under the stat window, it looks like in this fight, Chip still won in might, stamina, command. There's no dragons. There's no dragon sets. There's no Clash of Feet sets. No troop sets. No prisms. Temple was out. That had to been out for this.
Yeah.
This is a totally different game. Honestly, so real quick for YouTube. I'll start with Chip, then I'll ask Tane. Same question for both of you guys. Tane, I expect a great response since you're going second. Do you guys prefer the game back then or now?
Now. Easily. There's a lot of things I liked about back then, like the objectives of the game, which was like far less events and was really all about the war and taking cities. Now there's just so much to do that it's hard to spend a lot of time on war. So I missed that part, but I definitely think there's at least been enough like convenience updates to make it better now. And dragons are really cool. I love dragons, so.
Awesome. And Tane, same question to you. Do you miss these days? Do you think the game's evolved for the better?
I definitely like the game a lot better now. You used to have a cooldown when taking armor off your heroes and trying to equip a new piece.
Oh
you had
my
to wait like an
God.
hour.
I forgot about that. That's such bullshit.
Ooh,
Yeah, because you would have
save.
to like try to get the stats right on your heroes, craft gear, like make your divine gear and stuff. So you'd have to move gear pieces around. But every time you took a piece off, you'd have to wait an hour before you could equip that piece on another hero. So like crafting gear was like an all-day process sometimes. Like it was annoying as hell.
Yeah,
Totally forgot about that.
I remember that as well. That's that and you know what else I think changed a lot. As soon as they added in that you did not have to deploy all heroes for the sets, I think revive potions were less scarce. Like when you had to deploy every single hero, every single fight, and if you lost that fight, that really hurt your revive potions. Or even if you won, but you're putting the most squishy things out there, like that's brutal. Also, Desi, thank you so much for subscribing, man. I hope you enjoy your time here on the channel. There's a bunch of great information. Pretty much anything you want to know about the game, it's in the channel. Just search OGC, insert whatever topic you want. I'm sure that there's at least one video on it. But yeah, the revive potions, I think that this that change specifically really helped.
What changed it was not having to fight over the potion shops. It used to be one reset for the potion shops, twice a day, and you'd have to fight to get the potions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest thing ever. So like the whales on the server would duel you, so all the like lower players in their kingdom could have potions, and they literally just starve you out of potions when you couldn't fight.
I agree, and there was so much strategy to that too. Like you would try and get there right before, or you park and then you try and get the timer just right, and you want to duel certain enemies so that a specific person in your house can get it. It's interesting, and Desi said that they missed the old game. John Stewart, actually, I think he has a pretty solid point because there's some friends of mine that have fallen into this trap. Personally, I have as well. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, but they said that they preferred the game back then because all the players now agree to peace on Nor and Drake because they just focus on Clash of Fate. And I'd add in Dual Tower as well. So it gets pretty crazy. And Adrian, thank you so much for subscribing. Someday I hope to hit like 5,000. I forget if it's 5,000 or 10,000 that I have to fly out to see Dupius and get matching tattoos. So that's going to be super awkward and hard. But thank you so much for subscribing. I think that there's so much more content in there now. So I think player retention wise, I bet you that they retain more players through peace, but I think that the people that really like war get really frustrated with the peace because they want to play that style of game rather than just wait for dual tower and have nothing to do all day. And I think I'll ask him so I'm not misrepresenting, but I think Taint would be one of those players that wants to be active in the game.
Yeah, the peace thing gets old after a while. Like, I'm all for war, but I don't like it's weird. Like, you either end up with a war that's so lopsided that there's no hope of like having a good time. Like, I don't mind losing a war. I just want a competitive war where I'm fighting like an equally sized or equally powered house. But it seems every time that they actually pair people up for war, they end up getting paired with like one of the uber whale houses, like one of the massive Chinese houses, where you have zero chance of warring with these people because they outnumber you by so many, and then their average core power is like 1K higher than your highest person in your house. It's like I want war, but I don't want to fight, a losing war from the start that there's no chance of possibly like winning. Because if I have no chance of winning, the rest of my house is going to suffer.
I can agree with that. There's a lot. There's a lot for the fair war thing, or having a relatively respectful fight in a relatively even fight where if people don't want to be involved, that they aren't. But before we get sidetracked with that type of thing, we're going to go into Chip's next fight. So Chip is going up against a 4-symbol orange player. Chip might know who this is better than me.
I can't remember who this is. I might still be playing. I have no idea.
So for this player, they're going okay. So there also was a time where blasters was a thing, but blasters was a thing, and blasters was very good just because of massive, rapid AOE damage. That sums it up. But here's the problem with blasters, and the problem that there always was and still is, and it would make for some interesting. It would make for some interesting like psychological warfare as far as the PvPs. So if you do the blasters, the fire off, which is the whole point of using blasters, a black hole will actually stop them and CC them, but afterwards they will no longer be in the fire off trance. And what
it completely negates it. It just like completely shuts it off.
Yeah, and it used to be. So I ran into this on our servers when people ran with blasters, and people would hold on to their Cleo until the enemy did the fire off. Because if you did your Cleo hold too early and they survive, because remember there was no dragons doing cosmic storms and like there was no Leo's Pride. So if you did your Cleo's hold too early, then they can just do the fire off right afterwards and still win. Especially if you're playing human or something like that. So there was some psychological warfare of like kind of waiting for the other person to make their move, and then you just make your it was an interesting time. It was different. So let's go see how Chip did in this fight. Oh my gosh, this is thank you, Chip, for sending this. This is insane. Oh, and Jamie's here.
Video.
Oh, in Rhinos here, they're saying blasters would be nice if Black Hole didn't affect them like the way that they are. I agree. 243 Gaming said, quick question. I have a perfect legendary Azul with all blessed and a perfect divine Azul, but 3 skills aren't blessed. Which is better to use? I would go with the legendary with all. Well, it depends on what 3 skills aren't blessed, but generally you want 7 out of 7 blessed rather than a divine missing 3 blessed. And it's really dependent on what 3 skills are missing. That fight was insane, Chip. The tanks are just so much better than the blasters because they don't get affected by the AoE the same way.
Yeah, it was pretty hard to kill them because nothing could really
This
target.
was before artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Leo's pride. You couldn't just. It was it was so Jax dependent, and the troops were just there to soak up Jax.
This is like back when like you had to borrow a turtle to do void. Like if you couldn't borrow a turtle, you just couldn't do void.
I absolutely. And Pro Gamer BTW said, "Could you please do a PvP video for Castle 30 to 35, please? I'm new to AOC. I'm not the best at the game, and I've only spent a little bit of money. So personally, I cannot. Unfortunately, you can ask Chip. I'm probably the worst person in Blood Moon because my activity level is so low. I'm embarrassed by how little. I don't have the time to play my account. Nonetheless, take on a whole new one. But what I can do is I can talk to some people that aren't maxed out levels and see if I can get some tips from them along with some replays and make some videos based on that. And hopefully that can help you out, pro gamer. Ard said, go for the divine. Desi said, blasters and swords was best combo back then. Chip filled in Chan. Yo Mama said, I'm about to go to a new realm. What do you think I should spend my money on? I have a budget of $400. I'll pass that over to Chip and Taint because they probably know better than me.
I just have no idea how to start fresh right now. Like, how would I start over from the beginning? So different than obviously what we're watching.
Yeah, what I can say not to buy, do not buy Chakra. I think Chakra is a total waste. My example for Chakra is for the account that I'm playing, I bought up to 2 to get to 15. So 2 different troop types to get to Chakra 15. I have not purchased any Chakra since that point, and I can now get 4 troops to Chakra 18. So there's plenty of free Chakra in the game, so I would skip out on that. What I would do is get the subscription. I think that's like $1 or $2 a month. I think it's totally worth it. You get 30 minutes of Rush every day. Get the lifetime Patreon. That's going to be $15. Get Patreon for $5 every month. That is the best source of Lunari. For $5, you get 3,000 Lunari. You will not find another deal like that. And then buy Jax for $10. From there, honestly, I'd save the money for a lucky wheel. Get yourself a true ruby and call it a day. The troops equipment stuff will come. That's not a bad money pit to fall into if that's what you want to do. But don't go heavy for the temple. I think there's enough runestones to get you through as a free to play or low paying player. I think Chakra, there's more than enough. Dragonic, there's more and more. So you should be good in most aspects. So I think the Jax getting the Patreon stuff, I think that will help. And I'm biased, but I think once you get a true ruby on a Nora, especially if it's a newer realm and you're going up against people that aren't aware of that, you're just going to destroy them.
I would say buying research rush bundles, like the special bundles that come up like every couple weeks where they give you like massive amounts of research rush. I would wait for those and buy those because that's the hardest thing you're going to have is catching up to people who've been playing longer and have way more hero and troop research done.
Yeah. I think they'll hit that point eventually. I think for like the first 20 or 30 castle levels, based on my alts, the research is so fast that you won't run into that for a little while. But long term, if you look at like the long term game, I think Taint does have a point with that. Absolutely.
They can save it.
Yeah, or save it. Buy Bitcoin and then 2 months from now double out. Don't do that. This is for entertainment only. We have Pro Gamer saying, what should I use, Dire or Zen snipers in mechs?
Zen, if you have is it six stars?
Yes.
It enhances the shield.
That would be the Zen mechs.
So I think for this question, for snipers, only Zen. I would do only Zen snipers. You want that increased headshot because they're snipers after all. You want them to hit heads. And as far as the max, I believe, and somebody please let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. There's a great chance I'm usually wrong at everything. I think early in mid game, I think Dwarf is mostly carried through your mechs, so I would consider going Dire. I think Dire does better, especially against Lich. So I think the mechs carry you more during that portion of the game, and later on in the game, they become just meat shields. But I don't know. Again, it's probably been 900 days since I was below castle level 40. But before we get too sidetracked, let's jump into this next one because we have Chip going with 3 blasters, 4 packs of mechs, which one of them he's short on a mech. It's so weird to watch this and think that gold cap was a problem. He's going up against he's going up against Bun. Bun has wait, Chip, is this like the Bun?
Yeah, it's the Bun.
Oh wow, so this is Baby Coffee Bun going up against Chip. What?
No, not that.
Oh, just Bun.
Just Bun.
All right, so this is just Bun, not Coffee Bun. Different Bun.
This Bun was still playing until recently.
Gotcha. So they're going with 4 packs of blasters, 3 packs of Templars, a set of healers. So I'm assuming that they're a human borrowing some blasters and a turtle. So interesting. So they start off immediately with fire off. And they're in a black hole. So you can see that the fire off's not even going off. Now they're doing black hole on Chip. Their turtle died. Oh, the poor turtle. That was a big hit back in the day. Like, it's still a big hit now, but luckily a lot of people have ults. Chip just crushed right through that. Like, that was unreal. He just...
Troops were borrowed in the beginning. This was back when you could field as many borrowed troops as you wanted.
Gotcha. Wow.
Killing somebody's turtle back then was like a really, really big deal.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god. Okay, so the turtle did not die. The turtle was just injured. Don't worry if anybody out there is worried about turtles. This one is just injured. They're okay. And Chip won in all sets by a large margin. So Chip, were you pretty much like on the curve of like the knowledge of the game at this point in time? Like you knew the strategies, you were fully aware of the stats and how they all work and everything?
It didn't last too long, but at this point in time, I'm pretty sure that Lay and I were the 2 strongest players in the game because Rooney and Crip playing, and I think we had eclipsed them in power, but whoever was on the servers above us hadn't up there yet.
Gotcha. So this is literally a different time. Chip top in the... If there's dual tower, Chip would be top.
Yeah, why didn't we have dual tower back then?
All right, so we'll jump into this next one. It's a mech tank going up against mech blasters.
This is that guy I was talking about. This is the other whale, and the first fight was with him, and he was human. So I beat him so many times. I made him switch to dwarf. and it still didn't work.
Gosh, well, he's doing fire off. Well, like the black hole's going down. So this is Lay for Desi that was asking. So they did fire off in the middle of the Cleo black hole. So they what was interesting was, like everything, there's a big learning curve. So oh my god, the Mako shatter shot or whatever it is, it actually did damage. Oh my god, Bane has to cast provoke. I miss all this stuff. But what I was trying to say was there's still a learning curve in the game now. Especially with like the channel and everything, and considering we're very fortunate and we have like literal whales like Tane and extremely great players like Chip and so many others that contribute to the stuff that I bring you guys on a daily basis. Most of it is not my original thoughts. Most of it's an accumulation of knowledge from them. But we're very lucky to be able to figure out how things work and a little bit of the technical portion of everything sooner rather than later. Back then, there was a learning curve from actually playing, which
They don't explain anything in the game. You have to figure everything out.
Exactly. So people would fall into the trap of doing the fire off while Cleo's hole was down, and maybe it took them a few fights for it all to connect. But I think this is the last fight from Chip. This was some really really cool stuff. Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch.
And Stephen Ford said, "Don't forget Alien and Mick and Coffee Bun." Right now, there's so many more like super whales than there used to be. I think, although I couldn't keep up with like who the strongest people were back in the day back then, because I was so focused on only my server I couldn't see past it.
So this guy and I had the highest stats. At one point, we had the highest temple.
Wow.
Which, definitely Alien and Coffee Bun passed us for sure. Obviously, but that's why I said it was a short time. Like it wasn't too long. But I remember when Bruni was streaming and we were all just kind of like, wow, we're so much stronger than those guys. So there was a short little window. I'm pretty confident I can say that I was the strongest player in the game, but not anymore.
Oh my gosh. So a few things that popped up in Chip. I'm glad that you were able to have those experiences. So Yo Mama, Yo Mama said, "Oh my God, who created that name? You are the winner of the best name." So Yo Mama said, "What is the?" Who is this guy? Oh
Yo Mama said.
So Yo Mama said, "What is the hero that summons like a little onyx dragon as an ability?" So that's actually an artifact called the Ring of Ragnar. You will get it for free. It's a free-to-play artifact. The first time that you go to Drake, if you want to know how it works and everything in depth, highly recommend go up to the search bar, put in OGC Ring of Ragnar. It will pop up. There'll be a full video to describe it. But what I can say is it's a very impactful artifact. 3 stars, it gets a giant boost, and hitting 5 stars on it for 2 black holes is absolutely massive. But I would check out the video because it goes pretty in depth with it. Also, 243 Gaming said, "OGC, don't you still have videos from back then?" I think that's around the time that I did start to make videos, but I don't think I was even max castle level back then. We can go check afterwards, but before we do, we have, oh my God, I gotta make sure that this looks somewhat decent on the screen. We have so this was sent to me again. I have no idea who the next interview person will be, but this is actually an old one from Crazy King J beating OGC. So there was Chakra. Castle level 45 was the highest. I was human, and I know that this had to be probably about 9 or 10 months ago, because on my account I won in Stamina and Command, meaning I'm using Hand of Wisdom. So I just started using this account. So let's just jump in and watch Crazy King J kick my butt. It's pretty bad. So for this period in time, Sylph was definitely top dog, especially if you had a decent size temple. So we started off, we got the black holes coming out. So he's actually using a Topaz dragon. Crazy King J's using a Topaz dragon, and the Topaz dragon for this period in time was actually amazingly good, especially for a race like Sylph, especially if you had a slight advantage over your opponent where you didn't need Noble Blood, where the lightning rods would actually kill off the heroes. If Lilith ever watches this, all you need to do to make the Topaz Dragon viable in current meta or any meta is make it so that lightning rod only targets heroes, and all of a sudden you'll see Topaz Dragons being used more. Until that happens, I don't see it. But Crazy King J absolutely destroyed me. I think I don't know if there's an upload date for this. Oh no, he just uploaded it yesterday, so I can show it to you guys. Again, I have no idea who the next interview is going to be with, but I got destroyed really badly.
Your heroes died right away from the lightning rod.
Yeah, Taint, did you ever use the Topaz Dragon back then?
For a short period, I used one. I had a Topaz Dragon. It was all right. But it quickly faded out because the troops got too strong for it to hit the heroes very quickly.
Yeah.
It was only good for a very short window. And then, like I said, like the heroes, like the gladiator heroes and the troops got so much health that the lightning rod never hit the weak heroes again. It was just a waste.
Yeah, it's it was pretty pretty insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm looking at the old videos for me. I want to see when the first video was made. It actually has 1,000 views. So March 27th, 2019 was the first time that I published a video, and it was Art of Conquest Dragons.
LGC was born.
And then the second one ever was Void 120 Perfect as Sylph. So I still started very late in the game. And then
I found your channel was from you posting Void videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you had a bunch before anyone else had them in the beginning.
So I got...
And I showed you to everyone. I was like, look at this guy. He's got all these Void videos done already.
Oh.
You want to talk about Void? Void 175 is like a kick in the nuts.
All right, I found one. Did that work, or did I just mess it? You're on 175, Taint?
Yeah, and it's hard as hell.
Jeez, man. I'm going to get rid of my body real quick. Check this out, guys. This is old school Clash of Fate. I don't know if we can get it from the very beginning. I don't even think I have an intro or anything like that. Oh, no, I do. Oh, my God. That's such a cute little intro.
This is the old Clash of Fate when there was one Nexus.
Yes. I'm going to get rid of myself so you can see the old me without a green screen. Oh, no. Wait, there's still 3.
Is it 3?
Yeah. Wait.
It's 3.
I think that... So, we've had three Nexus or Nexus since March 2019 at a minimum.
There always was 3 of them.
Right? Was there?
Original Clash was one Nexus.
Maybe that only lasted like 1 or 2.
Yeah, it was a massive Nexus. You could fit, I think, 20 people in altogether, or 24 or something. It was one giant Nexus in the center, and then they were like, "No, we're gonna make it 3 Nexuses you have to fight over."
Oh my god, look at this formation. I'm doing Dragon front line before it was cool.
I was in a Chinese house back when that stuff changed.
Oh my, so this is Sylph meta with Huntresses in Shrooms. What?
Shrooms?
I'm running 2 packs of Shrooms. I mean, I probably stunk. I won all stats, so I was doing something right at least. But why was I using
But
shrooms?
look at this. Look at this deer meta. What is this nonsense?
Oh my god.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
I
well,
don't. I
I
don't
was
at all.
years. Yeah, I remember this. I
So
played that.
so back when I did this, I don't even think I'm playing the game. I think I'm just adding the commentary in like afterwards. Like I'm pretty sure because I don't see myself looking down at all unless I'm playing by looking at the screen. But when I first started these, the video recording in the recording of oh no, okay, so I am kind of playing it. In the recording of me, were done through two different programs. Then in the editing, I spliced them together, so I had to get the timing and stuff right. It was so I'm telling you, I am the worst person with computers, but we were able to get something together. Oh my god, I want to see if there's any more fights.
That's a meta I don't miss. Was the deer spam?
Oh my god, we're going up against somebody that's not even 3 million cores. I bet you they're like a strong person back then. Because we were not a whale, but we also weren't like a pushover, if that makes sense. No
Look how
flags.
man. Look at this nonsense.
Oh my god. Well, there's Talk. So Talk's been out for a while. I didn't realize he's been out for so long.
Yeah, Talk's been out for a minute.
So you must have still had to deploy all the heroes, and it was Jax carrying all the damage still.
Yeah, because you have no stats on the left side until you deploy your heroes.
Yeah. Like I have Gazul. Well, I guess Gazul makes sense, but like
You wouldn't need your fire mage or Avril or any of that nonsense.
yeah, that's true. And to think, Mako was good back here.
Yeah, Mako was a beast back then.
All right.
Rufio wasn't anything to consider because his leap did nothing.
Yep.
Oh, this is human. Oh, there's no Ring of Ragnar. I manually casted that black hole, which is it's so weird to me now. Like it used to be, you put like the Rod of Justice onto Cleo, and like that was a big thing. That's a really big thing.
Yep, getting that black hole off perfectly was like a big deal.
This is absolutely wild.
That's back when Cleo's black hole used to actually like kill units.
Yeah, you'd melt stuff down. All right, so I'm going to. How do I pop up? Can I? Oh wow! I reappeared real quick. All right, so we can put this one on hold real quick. So I have one quick shout out, guys. So please pardon me for 1 second. We have a really big fan. And I just wanted to take a quick moment out. I have actually two things. I have two things because I'm horrible memory. But for this first one, I don't know if I can switch over. I believe that they're a Patreon huge fan, but I don't even know if this works. Did it work? All right. So we have a really big fan named AK-47. So AK-47 was kind enough to remind us of where we used to be in life. So thank you to AK-47. So the reason why I want to really thank AK-47 is because, and I wonder if I can get this to pull up here. I can. If anybody out there ever finds themselves or somebody else struggling with addiction, please call the number above, at least for Americans. For me, I shared this around Christmas time in one of my last videos, but for me, exactly 1 week ago, I hit 9 years of being clean and sober. Prior to that, I was living homelessly behind dumpsters, sleeping in parks, and it is not a life that I want anybody to ever go through. I wouldn't wish that on my biggest enemies. However, having some form of platform, having whatever limited voice that I have, the best thing that I can do, having a little bit of time under my belt and dedicating my life to trying to help other people out by literally going to places that nobody would ever want to go. The best thing I can do is just try and raise awareness. So if you or somebody that you care about is struggling with addiction, please consider getting the help that you need before it's too late. We also have the National Suicide Hotline. It is no joke. If you guys need help, seriously, go get it. It's important. I know that it's a little off the beaten path, but I feel like I have to do something somewhat mature every once in a while, and this is something that could potentially save a life, I think. So thank you to AK-47 for reminding me to do that. So if you or somebody out there is struggling, go do that. You don't need to suffer needlessly like I did. Go get the help. So thank you again. Now, we have one more thing before I forget about it. We got our plug out there so we can hopefully help people. The one other thing is I forgot to put it into the Clash of Fate video yesterday because I really just wanted to go swimming and work on my tan, which I did not burn myself this time, so that's good. But I also wanted to, God, he's going to kill me. He's moving server 40, I'm calling it now just to cap me. He's going to go join one of the enemy houses, and I just want to wish Taint a very happy birthday, or belated birthday now, but happy birthday, Taint.
Thanks.
He's super thrilled.
31 yesterday.
OGC Girl says happy birthday as well.
Thanks.
He
Butt
said,
Stuff Junior Girl.
He said thanks, Butt Stuff Junior Girl. He's more enthusiastic for you than for me. I can't blame him.
Well, I'm the one that remembered it.
You did remember it. Thank you for reminding me. So I remembered because OGC Girl, I told her, whenever you told me that one time, I was like, please remind me of this date. You don't even need to tell me why, just please remind me. And you know what? She remembered. So big shout out to Butt Stuff Junior Girl. Channy also says happy birthday. So Tane, happy 24th birthday, man. You are amazing.
24th. I turned 31, bro.
Oh my god. Oh, we're like the same age.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
We've had this conversation before, dude.
I know, but like I'm under pressure. There's like bright lights on me. I'm sweating. It's 100 degrees outside, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt, man.
Yeah, that kills me. You're always wearing a sweatshirt.
I found a shirt that doesn't mess with, like, it doesn't turn my head purple. So I've been wearing
I forgot about the screen. That's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a lighting thing, but also because I saw it in chat, Steven Hopping said, congratulations to a fellow addict. I have just over 2.5 years. So Steven, dude, good job, man. Keep going. This is the best part about the game is we can come together with a bunch of people from all over the world, and we all have common things in common, logic. So, Steven, great job, man. Keep going. It gets better. So, nonetheless, now we'll hop back to the game stuff. We had to get the happy birthdays out there. Again, big shout out to our fan at AK-47 for reminding us to do our due diligence as somebody that's in recovery and spread the message of recovery that is possible. Also, video game addiction is a very real thing, but I have no comment on that. So,
I changed my name again.
Your Beesburger?
No, I changed it from Beast Sugar to something else.
Wait, what are you now?
Kanga Kitty.
Oh my god.
Because I found a picture of a cat that was built like a kangaroo. So I used that as my profile picture, so now I'm Kanga Kitty.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I have a kangaroo emoji and a kitty emoji on my name.
That is absolutely awesome. Oh my god.
I'm changing my name like every week now. I don't even care anymore.
You're forever Tane to me.
That's fine. Also, I am so stoked for like 18 days from now when finally have Imperium and I can have King. I am going to use so much Rush, dude. It's going to be like a crack out. I can't wait.
I may or may not have seen a screenshot sent from somebody else, possibly of you with like 293 days of Tech Rush.
I got 310 right now.
Oh my god. That's literally, you have almost a year. Like research wise, you're going to be close to a year ahead of us.
Oh, I've already got 2 tier 15s done and like all the 14s. I'm gonna be years ahead.
That's insane. Oh my god.
I've timed it perfectly, and I have enough build rush that way when I have King and Imperium opens, I'll be able to rush the rest of level 49 and the Academy, and then use all the leftover rush from build and all that tech rush. I should be able to do 2 tier 16s, finish Mage 15, and then probably the majority of another research. I might do like tier 16 snipers.
It's crazy.
So if people are listening at home and we're just starting out and everything, basically what Tane is saying is he's not a whale. He is a mega whale who is years ahead of normal whales. He's a killer whale. That's what it is.
Only for research. My temple sucks compared to like real whales. My temple's way behind.
Aren't you all 7?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
A complete
But
plus
compared
7
to like,
temple.
like if you look at like the bigger whales like in tower and stuff, and like the real like uber whales, they have almost all +8s. Like they have several +8s done and stuff. Like I'm way behind them in temple.
They usually can't match you on gear or
But I don't think temple's the biggest thing right now.
It's one of the deficits I have when fighting like the higher level whales. Like I'll match them in a lot of other things, but I can't make up like some of the level 8 bonuses for like temple are pretty big. Like one of them's like reduce critical hit damage for your entire army, which is nuts.
Yeah.
That means your heroes also, which is crazy.
8 ones are pretty crazy.
That's nuts. So just so I can get everyone's names out there for Tane, we have we have Channy saying happy birthday. We have Verma saying happy birthday. We have Adrian saying happy birthday. Beesjurger. We have Lobin saying happy birthday. We have Spearwolf. We have 243 Gaming. We have Verma saying happy birthday, Crazy Cat Lady. Dude, you are known by so many people by different names. It's pretty wild. Now we do have a good question from Devin Drago, who's saying, now that we have a flip formation feature, question, do you prefer to have your power side against the opponent's stall side or another power side in Y? So I'll pass this to Chip and Tane. I'm assuming, Devin Drago, that this is about dwarf related. So we'll assume, and please let me know in the chat if I'm way off, but dwarf versus dwarf, when do you two prefer power versus power or an inverted?
I used to like to be inverted just because I felt like I could win every time. Lately, that's not the case, and definitely prefer to be matched power side so I can stun the snipers.
I don't think I've lost a fight against a dwarf player where I've been matched against their stall side, unless they were like 2,000 core power higher than me. So
it sounds like you both for dwarf versus dwarf, you both kind of prefer the inverted fights.
I used to, don't anymore.
Okay. Is it because of the aerial blast, Chip?
Just because I'm fighting people who have stronger mechs than I do, and so their side lasts longer than mine.
Gotcha. I think if it's a inverted fight, and the times that I like an inverted fight is if they're using anything but an Onyx Dragon, because Tane turned me on to the 5-star Sky Totem, which is the only artifact that I have at 5 stars, so that's paid to win. And I have 2 at 4 stars, the Maw and the Codex. The Maw I did just because of nostalgia, where when that first came out, you put it on Jax and it was insane, but that is no longer the case. But anything besides Onyx, I like inverted. Against Onyx, I like power side versus power side as long as their Rufio does not summon my Raxius. Then I like it. It 243 Gaming is asking, can Taint Speed Day be every day like Corn? Well, couple things. Taint has one birthday a year. Strapcorn also only has one birthday in an entire corn year. So we're just following the rules of everything. Today is also Corn's birthday, so make sure you PM him. Let him know that happy birthday as well. Stephen Hoppings said that they had 96 days of build and 172 of troop before war trash it all. That's a lot of stuff. Ribbo also said he's been saving research since he was born. Happy birthday. Oh, so Ribbo also says happy birthday. Seb says, do you think Elena remake will benefit dwarf players? Seb, we will get to that in just a few moments. Also, congratulations, guys. We've never had this many viewers at once before. So let's jump into the patch notes and get Chip and Taint's opinions on this. Also, I think, okay,
Before
cool.
we move on, see if people can guess how much troop rush I have.
22 days.
Close. It's pitiful. I have like 18 days of troop rush. It's awful.
Oh my god. Will Chard said that they're 2,800 in dual tower. Is that good for somebody at 2,500k core? I'm going to say yes. Obviously, there's way too many factors, and I can't actually say that. But my core power is 5.8 million, and my tower score is only 4,200. So your core power is lower than your dual tower score. So I'm assuming that's a good thing. But there's too many factors. Lower levels at dual tower is just a really tough place to rate stuff. But for the patch notes, we have the brand new Advanced Coliseum. I don't know if you guys have read up on it all or checked out any of the crazy screenshots. Or watch any of Death's videos on it, but it looks pretty wild. So commanders will need to prepare 3 formations, take on the same opponent 3 times. Whoever wins twice becomes victorious. You'll get advanced coins. I'm really interested to see what the rewards look like. But anyways, from my understanding, and I think I miscounted on the the patch video. I'm trying to see if I have the screenshots handy. I do. Beautiful. So I'll pull this up, but the battlefield is smaller than what we are used to. I don't know if I can get that. All right, cool. So we can. So this is a screenshot of what it will look like, the battle size. I think it's 15 by 10. It's either 15 by 10 or 16 by 10. Anyways, what I found to be really interesting is you can only deploy your troops, hero, and dragon once. So although there's 3 different setups, if you want a dragon in all 3, you have to have 3 different dragons to deploy. You can only put Nora in one formation, if that makes sense. So I think that this is going to add a nice little spin to everything. And it also makes sense why newer servers won't be able to participate in this, because the gold cap and everything else would be very hard. So Chip and Taint, general thoughts about Advanced Coliseums. Are you excited? Is it just meh? Please fill me in with your insight.
Something new is always good. Some variety is always fine with me. Coliseum pretty much sucked. Any change is good. Yeah. I haven't looked at this at all. I'll figure it out when it gets. But
I think it's gonna be very hard for lower. Just for the simple fact that the biggest like gold cap's one thing, like you can make up for gold cap by having strong heroes, but there's a lot of players who aren't gonna have the dragon class that have like more than one dragon that's a decent level.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting that there's like finally a benefit for that or something. I don't know.
Well, in Stephen Hopkins just said, so people use a research dragon to fight. And yeah, if you have nothing else than throwing out a research dragon, if you have enough Dragonics for like affliction and protection and everything else, yeah, I would. I think affliction is super important. Spearwolf saying, oh my god. Oh my god, on this showing off the screenshots, you guys were muted. So sorry about that. Chip, can you say what you said again? Then we'll go back to the taint. What's your thoughts with the Advanced Coliseum? Sorry about that, man.
Well, we both pretty much agreed that anything new is good. Coliseum was in pretty bad shape and boring, and this will just be something fun to do.
The only problem that people are going to have is like having silver troops probably won't be that big a deal because heroes are really strong. You can balance it out that way. But you also have enough gold cap most of the time, even at low levels with hero research. You can field 3 gold armies, so to speak. But the dragon glass is going to be a problem for people to be able to have a decent dragon for 3 formations.
Gotcha. And then this will definitely benefit the people with multiple dragons. I think the
Working?
I think it's working now. Ever since we re-asked the question, I think it's been going through. We got Spear Wolf giving us the thumbs up, so we'll go with that. I think there's some really cool stuff. I think that personally, I'm not a big fan of Coliseum. I went over this in the video. I won't bore you guys with it because if you're watching the stream, there's a good chance that you've already seen the video stuff. So I won't bore you with why I'm not a big fan of Coliseum. But on the positive side, I think for the people that want to spend the time with it all, I think it's an interesting mechanic to add in that you can only deploy the stuff once. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's totally different and something that's out of the ordinary. So like Tane and Chip said, any change is good, but I think it just will force people, like, do you go for 3 relatively evenly dispersed formations, which probably does not work because that's not how Art of Conquest is. You usually play to your strengths. Or do you just load up for 2 formations and the third one you don't even bother with? So I think it adds in some cool strategy, but the thing that I really do like about it is it's the best of 3, because Coliseum and things where it's really RNG and it's up to the AI for your skill usage, I definitely think you need the best of 3.
Well, the way old Coliseum worked too is just like a group of like 3 or 4 players could just like consistently gangbang you down the tower. Like there was no like competing. Like they would just only attack you. You could never get enough points, even if you won every fight, to catch up because you just get beat down on defense.
Yeah. In Basics putting out his thoughts with it, saying a lot of people will do what they do on other games, where the first setup will be essentially like they're conceding it. That way the opponents waste their strong one, and then they put their second and third formations as the tryhard. Yeah, some of it I think will be some interesting like psychological warfare, like which one's going to be their tough one versus which one are they not going to be tough on. And I agree with Basic. I don't know if it will be the first one, but I think that will be the trend where people will pick like 2 different formations and go mad hard on those and just have one that just doesn't matter.
He show it in the store.
What's that?
In the store.
I don't have the store. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I saw a screenshot for the store. Like I can't remember where I saw it, but it showed that there's troop armor like crystals in it, and there's like a good amount that you could buy with like the coins. So that would be very nice for the game because there's a lot of people struggling with that right now.
That would be awesome.
That's huge. That's huge.
It is expensive. Like I got my second set of gear to level 10, and I wanted to cry. Like it's no joke how expensive it is. I saw a whale in tower that has 3 sets of gear at level 10, which is mind blowing.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Loban said we need a video about what to focus in troop equipment as dwarf. There's a lot of options, as you know. So I believe it is Wednesday. Wednesday we will have a video coming out, and that video will solely be on. Hold on, let me switch back to this thing. The video on Wednesday will solely be about how to level up your troop equipment in like the process in which to do that. I spell it out. Bunch of visuals on the screen, so hopefully it will help people to know what to level up. But as far as like the specific equipments to level up, I think that there's a bunch of factors. It depends on where you're at in the game. But I'll show you because I just took a screenshot of it. I'll show you an example of a couple cool dwarf pieces. So this first one is, oh yeah, that's a good one. Wow. Oh my god, I didn't take a picture of the new one. I got my first 8-star equipment today.
Nice.
I was super happy.
Yeah, I got mine yesterday, I think. It was like the materials are starting to come more and more, so it might end up being kind of on par with Chakra, I think.
Yeah.
Like how high people go.
And I think the 10-star will probably be out of reach for people for a while. But for Laban's question, we have this is an example of like the main stuff to focus on before you start focusing on other things. And I'm sure that Tane and Chip will have a bunch of other thoughts on this, because there is not necessarily a right answer, and depending on where you're at, everything changes. So for dwarf and for snipers, I think the first thing that you should focus on is getting high accuracy. So from the secondary bonuses, shooting for things with accuracy. This is a new equipment of mine. Fantastic.
Great.
Fantastic stuff. I got it from listening to Chip telling me that I needed to do the Summoner Circle. I only did it for one day. I got one divine equipment thing. This is what I got. I had to spend 3 2-minute scrolls. Yeah, I had to spend 3 2-minute scrolls to get it to dwarf. But you know,
I'm for one item.
What is it, Chip?
Spent 16 2-minute scrolls for one item.
Oh, that is.
It was like horrible. Totally rigged.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. So I think first thing to focus on for snipers is to work on getting your accuracy up. If your snipers cannot hit, then they cannot do damage. And for example, this is a bit overkill, but this was my snipers as of yesterday. Today, because I got my first 8-star, it's not a set, it's just one piece. I'm actually at 113% accuracy, so it's a little overkill. But that's okay. My snipers don't really miss too often, which is a good thing. But once you get that accuracy up to wherever you want, then you can start looking at other equipment, things that increase crit chance, maybe crit damage, maybe attack speed, things along those lines. And before we talk about the melee units, Chip and Tane, anything you want to say about dwarf range troop equipment?
I think speed is also really good. And I think you can go over and should go over 100% accuracy because of the debuffs. Like, you know, you can be at a negative level base just against the enemy, so you might want to even that out. I'm not positive. I talked to Mark about it. He said what you said, so I'm not sure. I don't know what Tane thinks.
So I have my accuracy, I think, around like 97 or 98%. On my gear, and I started moving away from accuracy on my gear because of where I'm at with my, like, when I open up the level 16 research, it gives 30% accuracy when you finish it. So I've started going for more crit damage and more crit hit chance if I can find it. So I've got my crit hit chance up to, I think, 54%, and my crit hit damage to like 150 or 160%. So when I hit a headshot, it just about one-shots anything it hits.
That's pretty wild. And I think that the troop equipment will change pretty drastically when people unlock those major research things, like you getting 30% more accuracy from the research alone. And also, Jib, thank you very much for subscribing, man. I hope you enjoy your stay here. There's tons of information on the channel. Don't hesitate to search OGC, insert whatever you want to learn about, or if you want to follow Blood Moon, go every single Clash of Fate fight that we've ever had, except for one that the stuff got issues with the rendering, it is all up there since the very first Clash of Fate Championship Series. Since then, every one of Blood Moon's stuff is there. There's player stuff. If you want specific stuff about the game, just put in the topic. You want to know how to increase gold cap? OGC gold cap. It will pop right up. If you guys want in-depth interviews with either Taint or Chip, I mean, those are there too. And the Dragon advice is still shockingly on point. So I agree with Chip and Taint with all of it. I gotta hop back to the desktop real quick because I have one other.
Don't forget speed though, because I think speed can always stack on top of itself.
Yeah, speed's always good if you can get speed and something else, but I wouldn't go for just speed alone. Like I wouldn't pick a piece of gear that's just speed.
Now I think so, yeah. But if we do all have really high numbers and 100% is as good as you can get, then speed might end up being the best.
Yeah.
Maybe. Crit.
Yeah, I think goes I think goes there pretty well. There is one other thing I want to point out with equipment, and I'll be interested to know Chip and Taint's thoughts on this because it's just my thoughts, and that usually means it's wrong. So this is my I don't know how to get it without the chat covering it all up. So this is the best that I can do to get it all up. The one in the bottom left is going to be covered a little bit. I'm sorry. This is my max, and I think if we're somebody that has really, really bad luck with troop equipment, or say we just unlocked it, or for whatever reason we can only get a few gears that are really good and on race, and we aren't spending insane amounts on the summoner circle to get all the attunement stuff, whatever. We have a limited amount. I think that focusing on increasing the strengths is the first priority. So what I mean by that is the bottom two troop equipments on this, which is located here and on the bottom right over here. For mechs, because those on race ones offer a huge boost to health, I think those are the biggest priorities for mechs, or insert your race with your melee troops to make sure that you try and get a on race one. I think that if you're struggling to get good troop equipment, I think the top ones, the ones that increase attack for your tanky troops, I think you're better off shooting for good secondary bonuses if you're struggling with on race stuff. And the one that benefits health for your tanky troops, you should really try and get those on race. And for snipers, or your range troops, it would be inverse. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. You want health bonus on your tanks or your defense units, and you want attack bonuses on DPS units if you can manage it before you try to worry about getting a 4-set on one unit of the on race gear. Yeah,
and I was talking to somebody last night. There may or may not be like an interview with them coming up. Can't say who it is. We have no hints on who this king is. But anyways, we were talking about how hard it is to switch races now because of the troop equipment, and the only thing I can think of is, so if we take these mechs for example, we keep the bottom two on race for dwarf, and then the top two you pick as say lich, and then for the snipers you do the inverse. And as long as the troop equipment stuff is around the same level, I mean it's not a perfect swap, but if you're swapping for like a siege or something like that, you might be able to get by. But other than that, I'm struggling to come up with ideas on how to not destroy your good equipment for switching races, which like swapping, like if Kane was to swap from dwarf to human now for like a month, it would be a very sad day for all of his troop equipment, or for me as well. So have you guys got any thoughts into it? What is it, Tane?
I got plenty of tickets. I just try to change the race.
Human scrolls.
Gotcha. So what do do you think that the troop equipment is holding you back now from switching races?
No.
Oh wow.
If I really wanted to change race, I would change race. It wouldn't stop me from changing because, like, the racial bonuses are nice. Like that percentage bonus is nice, but the secondaries are still good. And like I said, I have the attunement scrolls. I can try to change the defensive ones. Like if I were to put the gear on my swords, I would do the bottom two for my swords so they get more health, and then for my archers, I would do the top two and try to change those to human.
Yep. I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be a little bit weaker than if they were all on race, obviously, but I don't think it would be like, it wouldn't make or break me changing races.
I'm just pretty sure that I'm going to be dwarf for a while. Can't see the meta changing right now. So
I think we're going to see a self meta again, at least at the top tiers, because of everyone getting to level like 69, 70 heroes. They are just so insanely strong.
Is Sylphis?
Yeah, dude.
Healing Worm, 3 of them makes the trees just live forever.
Well, the changes to Gon, where he heals every 10 seconds,
They
it's
use
actually
on.
it's a lot of healing because the trees now at like level 8 can have like 25 million health.
Mm-hmm. Healing received stuff.
Yeah, like my snipers have a hard time killing those level 18 trees, and my snipers are really strong.
So do you guys think that we'll so I'm kind of surprised with the self stuff. Do you think that we'll see more and more Lich come out as like the cluster bases can kind of hold up against Nora a little bit longer?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Lich in the tower, a lot.
Mostly Lich. But I don't think it'll last too long because it's just they all have like 1 or 2 level over troops, and it's like they already have level 19. I guess they'll be able to get level 20 or 21.
No, level 19 is the max that they can get. Level 18 is at level 50. Level 18 is like the base level you can get with your buildings, allowing you to resurrect level 19. The reason why Coffee Bun had level 19 is because Coffee Bun is in Drake, and they resurrected units from the elite purple creeps on the map.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So
that's where they got the level 19s from.
everyone's gonna get to that 19s, right?
Everyone will get to level 18s. Yes, everyone will have level 18s, but you'll need events to get level 19, and that'll be the highest you'll be able to get by resurrecting them from like the speed events or whatever.
I mean, Lich will always be viable. I think it just takes so much work.
I just don't enjoy Lich.
Yeah.
Lich is very good. I just don't enjoy it.
Gross. I hate it.
So how do you? Well, okay. Before we go
I would
to the
try a magic creature build of Lich with Healing Worm and 2 Gans. I might try that if I was strong enough.
those scorpions.
I think if Lich and Sylph make a bigger impact on the meta at the higher end, you might see some scorpions used again. But right now, with so many dwarf running around, if you're using scorpions or you're invested in scorpions, they're getting wrecked by snipers.
But maybe with spiders, they'd be more viable to soak up the damage.
Yeah, maybe the spiderlings because they'll make targets for the snipers to shoot at. But I don't.
Probably not.
I would probably not. I just jump my Rufio on top of the spider and be done with it.
And absolutely. So, we have a question from Potatoes. Lobin already said Azul with Noble Blood. So Potatoes said, Mr. OGC, you can just call me OGC, man, or Alex, whatever your heart desires are. Hey, you, anything you want. Just it's all good. Besides Onyx Dragon, which other dragon is better for Dwarf? Personally, I love Onyx, and I would never give up Onyx. Well, I shouldn't say never because there's going to be some changes, but Onyx. Loban said Azul because of the Noble Blood, and I think Azul, if you don't have an Onyx, I think an Azul can be good, and I think that there is some other options. So First thing that comes to mind is Chip. How does your Emerald Dragon work with the dwarf?
I mean, it's good enough. It's healing the snipers is great, and the air blast is enough CC, I think, to not make up for the black holes, but enough to help. And yeah, so I think it's great. I wish I had some other ones to use too, but
Would you still pick the Emerald if you had a really good Onyx?
I'd probably use the Onyx against Lich and maybe human, probably human.
I actually would like to have a Jade Dragon to use against Lich. That way I could park it in the corner and use it to push back that side to keep them from tagging my dragon out. Really.
Yeah, I mean it's not too bad to keep the targeting off with Rufio and stunning the warlocks. It's definitely nice to know that it can live for a little while.
Yeah, because the level 18 warlocks that I'm fighting in tower, it doesn't matter what I do. Like as soon as they start to hit my dragon, like the first like 10 shots almost kill it. And then even through protection proc and the prism and origin stone, they still like basically instant kill the dragon. There's no keeping it alive anymore. It just dies.
Yeah. Man.
Random question. Slightly moving off of the dragons real quick. What's your guys' thoughts with the temple and chakra reset timers being adjusted down to 20 days instead of 30?
It'll help lower level players do void and stuff so they can switch races and like be able to use the correct troops. I think it's a good thing.
That's good.
I agree. I would also, and maybe this is nitpicky, but I'd also like them to do the same for the troop research, dropping that from 30 down to 20. And the only reason why is if you are going all out to switch races, and say it's every 20 days, I find myself doing the resets every time it's available. It's a bad habit of mine because I always get this crazy good idea that never works. So I think if you can do the temple and chakra because you're switching armies or whatever it looks like, then it makes sense, especially now that the troop research is so much higher that should be dropped from 30 down to 20 as well. But that might be a little too nitpicky, but I think it would make a difference.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna do that, they might as well. Yeah, the research for the troops might as well be the same time.
it definitely might become important since we have new stuff and not everything will be max like it was.
Yeah, there will be a lot of changes. So moving into more of the changes that are coming up in exactly 34 minutes if everything goes on time. So Rockin' is going to be so overpowered. Everyone's going to stop what they're doing and switch. I'm just kidding. But Rockins will be able to drink their ale well on the wall, starting at 8 seconds as opposed to 12. So do you guys think that this is the single buff that Rockin' needed to become the most relevant thing in the world again?
No.
Why not?
Their defense is still going to be trash ever since they nerfed ninjas. For no reason. Like, that was the most awkward and weird nerf ever. They're like, we're going to take this unit nobody really uses and make it worse.
Yeah.
Touche. Wait, hold on one second. What do you see, girl? Are you watching this in there? That's why you're laughing at weird times?
No, I put a trash panda on.
Oh, okay.
Way behind.
I just heard like random laughter from the other room. It's like, well, that seems delayed.
I'm not listening. It's playing, but I'm not listening to it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so Rockin', nothing is really changing with Rock. Oh, you did that thing. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, your thing popped up in chat now.
Now it makes sense.
Now it makes sense. We're talking about Rockin', so you put up a trash panda. So on to the big thing, and I think what a lot of people are. Oh, hold on, real quick. Kyle said, "OCG, do you have any very basic level Lich guides? I have no idea how to play that race." Yes, so I have. If you search for Lich, put in OGC Lich troops. I'll walk you through all of the different types of the troops for Lich and which ones to focus on. Take it with a grain of salt. Right now, it's all about the skeletons for both melee and range. I also have one on Lich heroes, like the race-specific heroes, and what to focus on them to make them usable. I also have one on how to resurrect more stuff for your army, so you can get like the one level higher skeletons. I have some stuff out there, so I would definitely put OGC Lich and then whichever thing you want to learn about with Lich in the search. And I have some videos. I wish I had some more. Maybe I'll have more soon, but there's actually some good stuff out there. And Brandon, congratulations on getting those heroes. That's huge. Focus your first snake on dropping it down. If you're playing dwarf, just drop it down next to the enemy Ophidius. Or if you're doing a really fast start thing, like say Raxius, where you instantly have to start pressing buttons, as Taint would do, don't really worry about it, just get it out there. So for the big update, and what I think most people is, or what most people are really excited about, is Elena. So Elena's abilities have been adjusted after the effect of saving lives has been combined into strategic retreat. The effect will change to Elena commands a friendly troop to retreat from the battlefield to avoid further losses. It can be used 9 times, which I think, I don't know if, I'll talk to Chip afterwards about this thing, but yes, we talked about something the other day, and this is really interesting. Light bulb moment right now. Also, Elena boosts the troop injury rate by 9%, which is crazy. And also, she has a new ability called Silver Wings Radiance. So every 10 seconds, wonder if I can get that. Oh yeah, cool, I got that perfect on the screen. Wow, I'm not doing horrible today. So every 10 seconds after the battle begins, Elena will have a 41 or will give a 41% critical hit rate bonus to a random range unit, or 41% evade chance bonus to a random melee troop. The bonus lasts for up to 7.5 seconds. Again, this comes out every 10 seconds. This does not apply to heroes, dragons, summoning units, or anything on the wall. She'll be reset after the maintenance. My thoughts on this is I'm glad that they're combining saving lives and strategic retreat, and it essentially just makes saving lives stronger. As far as the new ability, honestly, I don't think it will do too much. That's my thoughts with it. Depreciating value is a very real thing, and RNG. What's your guys' thoughts with it? Do you think it will be impactful, noticeable, or just kind of nice to have?
Bro, that's gonna be strong.
It'll be like a morale boost on steroids.
And it can affect anything. Lich skeletons can get a morale boost essentially, or Lich warlocks, or
Right.
mechs. Like, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna help a lot in Void too. When you have like those few hero levels, you almost always deploy Elena, and now she's not just gonna be there for magic resistance. She's gonna provide real benefit.
She's one of the most important heroes, which is cool because everyone's using her already, and then they just made her better. So it's not like we have to change anything, but it's passive too. So it's just going to be fun, I think, and I think it'll be best for snipers because that's just stacking damage stuff. Well, the critical hit rate is, and it's definitely to a ranged troop, so it's great.
Gotcha. And I think it will be huge when it gets onto the things that you need. So KDG is also here, so I just want to welcome KDG for being here. Tristan is here saying, is mirrored Elena for PvP possible? Yes.
Totally valid. Yep, that could be great.
We'll
It doesn't.
more about
It
that
doesn't
later.
It doesn't hit heroes, dragons, summon units. So that means it's only hitting the units that you deploy. So right now, is me playing dwarf, I deploy 5 sets of snipers and 3 sets of mechs, which means either my mechs on my stall side are getting stronger because they're dodging stuff better, or one of my sniper units is going to go nuts. I feel like that's great, considering it's a free skill. You don't have to activate or do anything for it. It just does it.
Yes, and the free skill portion is the I think the what makes this relevant. If this was not a free passive skill, then it would be utterly useless because depreciating value is a real thing. So like Tane, what's your crit rate on your snipers right now?
54%.
So 54%. So they'd go up to like I don't know, roughly 70%, 75%. That is a substantial amount. It's not the same as adding 41% on. It is still a ton.
But here's the thing. It's Lilith and it's Art of Conquest. So when we see depreciating values, that's things that usually permanent that we apply. This is a temporary buff, so it really may be 41% more.
Now, if that's the case, if that is the case, then yes, 100%. I'm with you guys. I'm totally sold on this skill, and it's all going to kind of come down to RNG. Is your melee troop going to get it, or is that pack of snipers that's unloading on the enemy dragon going to get it? 100%. If it works with the depreciating value, I just see this as it's awesome. It's a free skill, so it's great, but it's I don't think it will be super noticeable. If it is additive, which would be crazy, because if your mechs have 70% or higher evasion and they get 41% higher evasion, now they're at like 110% evasion or higher. Like stalkers are commonly 80% or higher. So if they go up to like 125% evade, I just don't see that happening. Although it's possible, 100% possible.
But it only lasts 10 seconds. It's not a permanent buff. That's why I think it might be additive, or at least not have the same amount of diminishing returns, because it's not like it lasts the whole battle. It lasts for 10 seconds. Or no, excuse me. It triggers every 10 seconds and only lasts for 7.5 seconds.
It's only off for 2.5 seconds every 10 seconds. It's mostly on.
On a different unit, though. It's not like that same unit stays buffed the whole time. I mean, it potentially could, but highly unlikely.
Yeah, in David Z said, but is the Elena bonus going to be on a pack or individual unit? So from the sound of the skill, granted, we'll have to see it in game, so we have about 24 minutes and 30 seconds till we can see it. It looks like it's the whole unit, so all the troops in one specific unit should get this buff according to how this is written, which take it with a grain of salt, because, I mean, we all know the game that we're playing in I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's a free skill. I don't know what I'm more happy about, the combination of saving lives and retreat into one skill, or this. I'm honestly excited about both of them.
The thing is, like, the person asking if it applies to a single troop or the whole unit, there is nothing in this game that says I target one single soldier in the formation of 30. Everything applies to the whole unit. Not one little dude.
Well, what about the general?
Blinding and tornado. Yep. Those things affect only one troop.
And what about
that's
the
an attack,
tier...
though? We're talking about like a buff, like when it says a unit, like applying to a unit.
Yeah, but
the descriptions for those skills don't say whirlwind the whole unit.
But what about the tier 15 general sage research? Because I think that says unit, but it does one at a time.
It does whatever loses health. It applies to the whole unit that's near a general. That whole unit next to the general has that skill, and each individual one, when their health drops below that 60% threshold, it'll trigger. But that whole unit gets that buff, that skill from the general.
I gotcha. All right, that makes a lot of sense. I think that you're right with the whole unit and everything. I'm just curious to see. I think we'll be able to tell if this happens and there's a slight animation you see which troop that this affects, and I think if you see a giant boost of power from it, almost like a moral boost, then yes, I think that this will be additive. If it is hardly noticeable, then it's definitely depreciating.
It'll be interesting to see what the visual is, since it affects any type of unit, not like it's not a morale boost like for human or recon. So like, is it gonna be like the little yellow like
power up symbol that they get from the General's 13 research. General 15 applies a little red shield when it triggers. So I'm interested to see what overlay they're going to put on the unit to show that it's been affected by this.
Yeah, and there's, oh my god, you know what we should do, man? And I might need your help with this one, Tank, because I don't have access to, or you can just send me like a replay and I can do it. But to put a video together of all the in-game animations for buffs and debuffs, and like what pestilence looks like, what that symbol over and everything, or moral boost, moral collapse, the general stuff, burning, frozen. That I don't know, that might be interesting. Rooted.
I didn't even realize that General 13 applied a visual like buff until somebody in my house pointed it out, because it's so hard to see. You gotta like zoom in to see it, but they're like surrounded in like these little yellow like streaks that go up towards the sky.
Yeah, that's how
It's real subtle.
That's how I figured out that the dragon gets all of the general sage buffs, because the dragon too will get it. But in an actual fight, you have no, if you don't have enough generals and sages out there to cover all of your troops, which it is weird because most cases you should. But if you don't, you have no idea which ones have it and which ones don't. You just kind of assume they all do. But it's really cool. If you guys at home have the tier 13 general sage done, I would recommend checking it out, what Tane just described. Grab like a PvP replay, or just deploy the stuff in like a setup before the fight, and just zoom way in. You can see it's almost like a golden aura with like leaves spinning up around it, and it will affect the dragon too, which means that although is the tier 15 general sage more pronounced than the 13 Tane?
It's easier to see because when it triggers, you know how like with Virian's skin, like you get like a blue shield for morale boosts on stuff? It's similar to that, but it's like a translucent red shield that'll pop up on the unit.
Interesting. What is it? Is it something that you actually notice during the fight, or is it just something that you know is there and like no attention is paid to it?
So you don't know it's there until it's triggered. So like it's next to the general, so that's how you know your troop should have that, but you won't see it until it actually triggers. And then it only lasts for like a few seconds and then it's gone.
Interesting. All right. So I can't wait to get it. That's the one I'm working on. I'm probably like 2 months out. But I don't want it to get lost, but Chip pointed it out in chat, but Maxim said General 13 also affects Cizeo's shurikens and Rose's spiderlings. They need to fix that. We'll need to look in game when we go back in. If it's affecting the like spiderlings and it's taking away buffs from your general, or not your general, but your normal troops out there, then we should definitely mention that for the next developers note like poll thing, because that's a major flaw. And 243 Gaming just pointed out that we have less than 19 minutes until maintenance is over. So thoughts about the retreat and saving lives thing?
Well, we're in war right now, so I'm like all about saving lives, and I'm currently using a double Vega, which I like because she has 3 actives, and I have a mantra bead on her, and the an item that boosts your troops and heroes. So it's pretty useful, but just even for saving lives, I would, for the extra, I guess it'll be 4% total from Elena if you use double Elena. So then, without any position buff, you can get 95% injury rate from double Elena and Vega.
Which that is insane. Is that taking into account the +1 trinket for Elena saving lives? Because I don't know if that will still work with this new skill.
Actually, there might be a +1 for retreat already. Not positive about that.
I don't think there's one for retreat.
I don't use it on Vega, so you could get 93% if you use that.
Vega's got a new one. A new for the saving lives or whatever for hers. I think there's a new trinket for her in the higher void stages.
Okay.
That's pretty wild, and I think Vega right now goes up to level 7. After this patch, Elena will go up to 9. So, Chip, just for the record, can you say that whole setup thing with Elena again? That way we can have it first. Breaking news now from hashtag Chip Nation before anybody else does, because the patch isn't even out yet.
So double Elena plus Vega will give you 95% injury rate.
And if you have Justice position, you can pretty much, assuming that they don't have the intimidation thing or like the yellow skill out on their dragon, you can pretty much siege and PvP on enemies' land with 100% injury rate.
With Bishop is 5%. Bishop and King.
Okay, Justice is 3%.
Actually, they're all 5%. I'm pretty sure.
That's nutty, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Chip, that next level strats, man. Next level strats. He just broke the game. I'm sorry, guys. Maintenance is canceled. Chip just broke the game. They got to get the hamsters back on to fix
Green
everything.
is for Blood Moon only. Everyone else, shut it off.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to share, so I was trying to figure out if
It's pretty big news, I guess, but I didn't really want to tell anyone about that.
And just like that, before anybody did it, everybody knows.
If anyone's smart enough to watch a replay and then watch nothing die, they can see what your injury rate is and piece it together. I just don't ever care that much if something dies, but I guess I'm not in war, so it doesn't really matter.
Wait, Tane, how many days of Troop Rush do you have again?
I have 18.
So this might help you. You'll build up more.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything to kill my troops right now, so.
Oh, okay, touche. I'm somewhat jealous of that because I'll swap spots with you if you want.
I would actually welcome it because I'm bored.
Don't be bored. I'm. So
that's why I've been grinding Void and getting frustrated because the levels are hard as crap.
Oh, another great question for you guys. So they fixed a bug with Sprig learned ability elemental arrows. So now some prism bonuses related to basic attacks such as Dragonic Storm were not triggered. So now your Sprig can proc Dragonic Storm. Is this going to be the next big thing? Is Sprig the new Nora?
We have to test it out, but you know how he gets faster and stronger as he hits a target over again? It could be crazy for wall damage and stuff.
Yeah. The problem was only when elemental arrows procced, right? Which wasn't always.
No,
Yes.
Having elemental arrows equipped stopped it from working at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll have to check that. Sprig was great for Ring of Ragnir because his damage would be so high if you had a bunch of archers on the field.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know. Sprig fell off really fast. You want to deploy? He was deployable for a period, and then he just completely fell off.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And for this last major portion of the patch notes, and we're down to 12 minutes, but this is probably, besides from Elena and everything else, with Elena, the saving the lives thing, which Chip told me about days ago, and it blew my mind. So the last major adjustment thing from this patch note, besides the ninja nerfs that we don't know of yet, which they always come. So once the Commander Stronghold reaches level 15, which should take about a week, there will be a switch position button added to deployment interface. You can tap this to make deployed units mirrored based on the central access.
Oh my god. Amen.
So it sounds like Chip is somewhat excited about this.
This was my idea. I put this into the Discord as a suggestion.
So you suggested this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure other people came up with it, but I definitely have it in writing that I gave this to them.
Yeah, it's needed. It's simpler than adding like 6 more formations, just allowing you to invert your formation, like so you can have like 4 PvP formations. That's really 8, because you're not making like 8 different formations. You just want to be able to change your power install size.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And as long as it works as intended, because it says switch on the central axis. The the only thing that comes to my mind is that it's just going to like swap and distort everything. So hopefully it works. As long as it works as intended, I think we all just freed up so much more space as far as formations. Like,
And it's just easier. Whenever I would work on my formation, I'd only do it to one of them, and then I'd always be like, "Oh, well, I'll go fix the other one later. Let me test this out," and then I would just never get back to it. So I've been waiting for this now since I heard about it to fix my stuff, so I can. I'm so predictable right now. My
same.
form.
I fall into that same trap. It takes me like. I probably shouldn't have meant this because it's embarrassing, but whatever. I try and be as transparent as I can be with you guys, but it will take me weeks to get up the personal fortitude to go and make a mirrored formation, just because it's just so silly and tedious, and it takes like 2-3 minutes, but it's just the idea of doing it, and that's how you know that you've been playing too long, where the most simple things in the game just bother you. I don't know.
Totally agree with that. There's a lot of things where I see people go like, "Oh, I love doing like hero trials and get the rewards every time." I'm like, why do I have to do that every day? It's so annoying.
Yeah, out of the dailies, I think that the hero trials is probably the one I dread the most, and I put it off till the end every time. Which maybe if I do that first, that will help. At least with lifetime Patreon and like that quest skill and running around, like at least I can just like catch up on some chat stuff and whatever. But the hero trials, and that brings me. Okay, so this came up the other day, and I hope that or I hope you guys speak your mind, but also share your experiences with it all. Somebody asked about getting stronger over time, but what are the little things that are easy to forget about that benefit you every single day? So, for example,
Okay, so this. Sorry.
oh no, just for example, logging in at least every 8 hours or on the 8 hours, like when you wake up or whatever, to clear out like the dragon's abyss, something that minute, but it over years it literally adds up. So you're welcome to take it away, because there's so many little things I think that we forget about.
How about only being able to get resource points from your own color? Of all the extra resources and rush that you've gotten from being able to get every resource point on the map.
Oh, I gotcha.
Remember, if you didn't have the city, you couldn't get that dungeon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wait, this is my biggest one though. When every house could only hold one city.
Oh my god.
Remember that? You'd have to make different houses to take the whole color. Also, of note, they still had the war tab then, but it was always this house is not in war. There was nothing to do with it.
I think that's before my time, because when I started, there was still you could still tier up the house for multiple cities.
Really? Maybe that was super early.
I think it might have been because, well, my when I started the game, I was on 1204, so it was definitely a ways after like you and AHS and everyone else. But for like the dailies and the things that you do every day for your account, such as the hero trials, clearing out all the dungeons, doing the Dragon Abyss, and getting all of that. Do you guys how important is it to you, and for newer players that are watching this? How can you guys describe it to them to hopefully incentivize and motivate them to pay attention to all of those little things, like moving on to research tiles to queue up, to make sure that you do all of those little things in the game? How impactful is that for you when you've been playing for years to do that consistently?
Stuff adds up a lot. I'm at the point, and granted, some of it is from spending, but I have enough XP to level up any new hero, or I have now enough artifact stuff to max any new artifact. And you do, if you keep up with everything, you get to a point where when new things are released, you can like take advantage of them right away.
Yeah, for saving up like the dragon glass, especially like making sure you do your 5 dragon raids every day, do all of your like abyss and stuff like that, and you check every 8 hours to pick that stuff up. Like those little chunks of dragon glass add up to be a lot over time. Like if you do that every day compared to someone who does it every couple of days or doesn't do it at all, you're gonna be like 20,000-30,000 dragon glass ahead of them spending a dime.
Yeah, and even with the void, and making sure that you buy the void stuff every day from the shop for whatever you're going for. Are you guys? Sorry for all the random topic changes. Are you guys buying EXP stuff from the void? Because that's pretty much all I'm buying right now.
I buy dragon glass and coins. That's it.
That's a really good question. We talked about it in house once. I'm buying stat cards because I feel like the price in the shop is like pretty high, and it's the only thing that you can like overcap forever.
I think it caps out at 10.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure coffee buns are maxed.
That's pretty wild. That's so many attribute cards to get 1 to like 10 over. That's insanity.
Levels off though. Once you get to the 80 threshold, it always takes only 80 cards to get the next level.
Gotcha.
It doesn't keep going.
Yeah, I just been buying dragon glass, every piece of dragon glass I can, because I want to be able to. I have 2 PvP dragons, my research dragon, and then a 4th dragon that I can rotate out for events and like PvP or the void and stuff, and not have like a dinky like low level dragon.
Yeah, in Revenge, Revenge said that they for people out there, if you're looking for I don't know how to say this politely, so like Taint, I don't mean this in any type of negative way, but Taint's in his own level. He's a killer whale. Like he spends money on the game. Chip spends money on the game. I spend money on the game. Somebody like Revenge does not. So, and I have to add, it's not that he's just a free-to-play player. He's a free-to-play player that's really good at this game. Like there's a distinction, because you'll get some people that are, like I'm a free-to-play player. Then you get some people that are a free-to-play player and they're beating like low-spending players like consistently. Like his dual tower score for his core as a free-to-play player is unreal. I should probably feature him a lot more. Plus, I love Revenge. I've been playing with him forever. But so when he says stuff, I really, it stands out to me because it's no different than Taint saying something to me. Like when Taint says something to me, it stands out to me because it's like that next level, like cutting edge, like it's going to possibly be like the next big thing, or it's just mad impressive. And Revenge is like that same caliber, just as a free-to-play player. But it's two different perspectives. It's two different games. So Revenge was saying for the Void that he buys Dragonglass only right now. So that makes a lot of sense, because if people remember doing like the $99 bundles for like Divine Eggs, you get a decent amount of Dragonglass. So I think that's pretty huge. Kyle said that he's only buying EXP. I'm doing EXP for right now. I guess I'll switch over to the sad cards like Chip, but I wanted to do tier 16 Mech Rogue to bring them up to the extra levels for them. I really want to do that, and I know I need EXP cards for that. It's probably the wrong move, but I think Nora will be disgusting. Bazarik's huge. Like, I just want to do it, but so that's what I'm going to do and have fun.
Some people need it. I used to be able to farm so much XP from events, and that's how I got most of my heroes up. So a lot of my XP has just been accumulating since then.
Yeah, hopefully that sounded okay for you and Tane. Like, I there's no disrespect with that. It's just different levels of play.
Yeah. I mean, I'm even thinking Taint might be right about the glass.
It's like the hardest thing to get.
That used to be all I bought, and then I switched when the new items came out. But if the card's capped, then I guess it doesn't make as much sense.
Gotcha. And actually, you guys just made me connect the dots. Revenge is doing Dragonglass and Taint's doing Dragonglass, so I'm assuming they're probably onto something. So it looks like for everybody at home, it looks like there's 20 seconds until the patch comes up. So I'll stick around with you guys to see if the patch comes up on time, and then I will let you guys all go. Before everybody disperses and everything like that, I just wanted to say thank you to Chip and Taint for hopping on and taking the time out of their busy days to spend with us talking about Art of Conquest, which is the best game ever.
Yeah, had fun, man. Like always. I enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. We'll really read the notes thoroughly until we do this video, so it's kind of for me too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot all about like what was in the patch notes until you started going over it again.
Oh god. Okay, so I'm now. I don't know if this works.
Patch is live. It's downloading right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine's currently downloading, so we should be able to hop in game. So if you guys are tuning in from home, thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to join the OGC community chat, I'll pull up the stuff in the background while I do the normal extra. In the link of, geez, I can't even do this right. It's really late for me. I could get to bed. But in the link in the description of this video, it's just stuff to support the stream. For any of the normal videos, in the descriptions, there's a bunch of cool stuff. There is the merch store. There is the Patreon page. Thank you to all the Patreons out there. You guys are... Most of the Patreons have been with us since like day one and are super supportive. They're fantastic. I'm super happy. So thank you guys for being here. But there is some useful information that you guys can go to. There is the OGC community Discord, which should be like Chip's Discord, but Chip's put in a ton of work into it. There's so much good database type of information there. Go check it out if you need any of the information. On the screen right now is my alt account. My main account is all bugged out with the front stuff. The techs for Lilith have not figured out what the problem is yet to fix it. It's mildly annoying to have to switch between them, but that is okay. I'm sure that they're doing their best. Feel free to send a friend request to this account. I will add you into one of the OGC community chats. We have a lot of them now. Also, we have the Facebook page. If you guys want the most up-to-date information, feel free to join the Facebook group. There's now like over 500 people. I'm absolutely shocked. And if you guys want me to read something or you want to get it to me, The best way to do so would not be to PM me in game. It would be posted on Facebook because those messages will pop up. There's some pretty good moderators there as well, except for that Jonathan guy. Be careful with him. And also, again, thanks to Chip and Tane for joining us, and everybody at home. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
So real quick on Elena, her new ability, the strategic retreat, goes to 9%. So with the reflected Elena and Vega, you hit 100%.
No, we were counting that in the 95.
Oh, in the 95? Okay. What's the base level for injury? 65?
70.
70? Yeah, so that's still dumb. 95% is basically all you need.
That's pretty wild. Well, you guys heard that here first from Chip. Cool stuff. So thank you guys. I'm going to head out and I gotta go chill a little bit before bed. But thanks everybody for coming to join. I hope you guys all have a fantastic
Birthday,
night.
Tane.
Happy birthday,
Thanks, man.
Tane.
Yep.
If you
Have a
guys
good
are in
one,
the
guys.
OGC community chats, go on and start spamming happy birthday to Tane because he will hate me that much more. All right, good night, guys. Bye.
Bye.